Chyke is feeling himself today. He's just on me.
No, I'm
It's
not.
okay. Yes, he
No,
is.
I'm not.
Yes, he is.
I
He got
mean,
his white tee on, fresh
I'm.
tee on.
No, the thing is, I feel I'm healthy. I feel healthy. I'm grateful to God. Like, let me tell you something. Anytime I'm healthy and everything, is awesome for me. I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Have you said it today? Thank you.
Uh, hey,
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
hey, you can't say please, 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 please. Oh my God, no, with that voice, please. Now,
That's
no,
one thing I would agree with you on.
yeah,
My
okay.
voice.
I'm glad. I'm glad you heard it. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on here. Anyways, y'all,
What's up? What's up?
welcome back to SS Chat with Chyke and G. He is
What's up?
Chyke and I am G. Hello. Oh my God. It's been a very, 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 very interesting 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been overwhelming actually.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So for those who don't know, most of you probably do because you're probably from you probably came because you saw it on the Shade Room. The Shade Room posted our podcast.
Shout out to Shade Room for that too.
Shout outs to the Shade Room.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yeah.
Like you got anything to say? I mean,
I'm kind of almost overwhelmed a little bit because when going through what I'm going through in my life, sometimes to hear like all that reaction from people, like it kind of made me feel as a connection almost kind of. It made me feel, wow, I'm not the only one dealing with this. So many people are dealing with this, and it's crazy. I've been reading the comments too. It's like, it's awesome. And a lot of them I relate to them too. I'm like, yes. So yeah, it's crazy. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I know we talked about this even before we even started this podcast. It's been a whole thing for you because you never really wanted to talk about it, which is a lot of the things that I've seen other people share also in the DMs and all the comments that we've been getting. But one thing I know that for sure is like when we had our conversations initially before we started is that we wanted to have this platform to be able to build a community. And I know that was really important for you. I kept telling him, I was just like, yeah, there's so many people, like they're going through the same thing that you're going through. You're in your little bubble and you know that people are going through it, but like just to see the overwhelming like responses. I know for Chyke, it was important for him to really like have this platform to start this community because we wanted to just not just be about you. Like, you want to be able to talk to people, hear their stories, their journey, and be able to like, have them, tell their stories and maybe even like help other people. Thank you, Shade Room. And we are welcoming you guys. Thank you guys for watching the first episode. We're seeing all your comments, your DMs, your emails. We appreciate it. And we hope that you continue to stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about blood types. This is like the main thing when it comes to sickle cell, like, knowing your blood types. A lot of the comments that we were getting on Instagram were people saying either they didn't even know what their blood types were, and then it ended up being with somebody else who carried the trait. And then, they ended up having, kids that are SS. We did a poll on Instagram and it was like 71% said was it 71% said that they knew their blood type? And like about 29% said they didn't know their blood type.
That shocked me. That kind of shocked me though, because I actually thought a lot more people don't really know. It depends on the people that voted. Actually, I'm thinking in my head because I was shocked at the numbers. Like a lot more people knew than I thought. And that's great. That's actually great.
Yeah. I think also a lot of the people that are following us on that page are sickle cell warriors. So they obviously are going through crisis and pain, so they know their blood type. And we talked about this. If you have sickle cell, like you would know because you would have crisis and everything. But I think it's really important for people to know their blood type. I realize I've had conversations, offline with people and not knowing their blood type. I actually remember knowing my blood type when I was back home in Nigeria, and then I kind of forgot. Like, it's been like years, and then like randomly I text my mom a couple months ago, and I was like, "Mom, what's my blood type?" And then she responded so fast, and it was just like,
Really?
"Why?" Yeah, she responded like she basically
Right.
has that register in her head. She was like, "Why?
Yeah. Why?
Why are you asking?" Maybe
She's
she thought I
probably
was like
thinking you
trying
met
to.
somebody.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. This is where I want you to break it down, because
Okay.
I believe like we got a few comments about this, about
Mhm.
AS, SS, SC,
Yeah.
and then people were trying to have a better understanding of what each blood type is and what blood
Right.
types can mix, like in terms of having children. Now let's start with AS.
Yeah. Well, AS is just like we said, you have the trait. You have the trait in you. So the gene is there. Something that's in the middle. It's not all the way. It's right in the middle. So it's like perfect. But then again, AS, you still have to be careful too.
So someone who has a blood type, AS blood type, who can they have children with without the possibility of them having sickle cell?
Okay. Well,
child?
to be perfect, it's always advised, okay, AS, you should marry AA. They don't even want you to marry another AS. But honestly, now and then there's a more chance of you having SF. If you have, like, maybe you have the first one and you get lucky, AA, second AS, third AS, stop. Because if you keep going, that fourth one most likely will end up being SF. So to me, honestly, I don't honestly discourage people that have AS to not, if you fall in love with somebody that's AS, don't marry that person. No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I would just say, and just go ahead. It doesn't matter. Just watch it. You can have like 2 kids and then stop.
What is the probability of that? Like, what if like 2 AS end up meeting and getting married and wanting to have kids? What's the probability of their first or second kid not being SS? Like, do you? I know, like, we're not medical. You're not,
Right, yeah.
We're not medical profession, and we're not like, we can't be like science or just like,
no, of course,
happening, right? But I don't know. There might be people out there, and I definitely want people to like chime in on this, like when this episode comes out, because there might be people out there who are both AS and ended up having their
SS.
first or second.
And that's the thing. You know me, I'm sort of a hopeless romantic, to be honest. So I would never, I keep laughing. You know that. I mean, I'm never going to discourage love. Like, AS is in love with AS. I'm not going to discourage. Go ahead. Like, the probability of you having SS on the first kid, it's not that high. It's probably like maybe, as low as, who knows, like 40% or something. Because I've seen a lot of AS marriages where they had 1, 2, 3, and as soon as they get to the 4th kid, that's when SS comes out. Usually, that's what I've seen in like all my years. I've seen so many couples like that. Probability, keeps going up the more, you know what I mean? The
more kids you have, more children you have. Okay, so what about SS? What blood type would be? Obviously, you can't be with AS.
Limited.
We're limited, but what are the options?
AA.
Okay,
that's it. Like, they don't even give us any other options. AA. We can't even marry. The worst thing I could do now is marry somebody else that has SS. No. But AA is it. That's the only option we have. But me again, if I'm in love with AS, I mean, it's gonna be hard to pull me off, honestly, because in my head I'm thinking, okay, so what? And when we talked about the psychological impact of all this too, like in my book, I actually go deeper into this in my book, actually, the psychological effects of this stuff, because now that with the chart telling people, okay, AA can marry AS can marry S, all that stuff. They're saying that, right? Now imagine how you'd feel if you're the one that in that chart, you're literally the one that they're saying stay away from.
Mm.
That affects us, like people that have sickle cell. It affects us up here, like you know what I mean, psychologically a lot. We start to question love a little bit. Almost, it affects us, deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like the story I keep telling every time. I know you don't like you hearing it.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear
I'm not gonna tell it. I'm not gonna tell the story, but I'm just saying you already know. Like when I go back to that, she's AA. She's AA, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the stigma of like just her parents just hearing that I have SS,
Right.
they shut everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that right there, it affects your mind in a way. You're like, what's the use? You are like the rag, in the charts and everything. The chart that I showed you, right? They had normal for AA, semi normal for AS, and then us we're like in red, like abnormal,
Mm-hmm.
something to be tossed aside.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to go to one of our followers sent a message. I'm going to keep them anonymous, but they said, please, I need advice if I should continue with my present relationship with my girlfriend. Her genotype is AS, so is mine. We're both deeply in love, but we're scared of the risk, which you kind of like talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
AS.
Yeah.
So what would you a love doctor now?
I'm
You're a relationship expert.
Get the hell out of No, but the thing is, well, I'm a helplessly hopeless romantic, so I'm gonna answer any kind of question like that anyway. I'm excited to answer that. Like, honestly, bro, like if you love the girl, go ahead, man. Honestly.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it. You said AS and AS, like one or two kids, you could be okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like
it's not AS and SS or no, it's AS and AS. Because if we keep cutting down our chances and all that, what are we gonna have at the end of the day? You know what I mean? So go ahead. If when you guys have the first one and he's okay, thank God. And second one is okay, thank God, and stop. I mean, yeah, stop.
So if you're listening, stop after the second one. Chyke, the relationship expert, is telling you. Okay, another one. This blood type is not really as common, and a lot of people don't even know. It's the SC.
SC, yeah.
So explain SC, because I didn't even know about SC until like this year. I am not even gonna lie. I didn't find out about that blood type until like 2021.
And people always doubt this. People are like, "Oh no, there's nothing like SC." There's nothing like SC. Yeah, there is. I mean, sickle cell is the disease. But within that, in sickle cell, there is SC and SS. Now, SS is the full blown disease complete. For some reason, it is usually tempered down a bit. It's not as severe. Now, it always varies sometimes. Anyway, I mean, you can find some SC out there that is pretty bad. Usually, the SC is always less severe. I mean, in my family now, me and my sister having it, I was always the one. It was always so bad for me. And I don't know if maybe because she knew how to handle herself a lot more. She always read the signs. She knew her body way before me. She would know not to go out and play and do all these things and, get her sleep. Me, I was always the stubborn one because I always wanted to do what everybody else was doing. And I didn't care that I had to I'll go play soccer and then I'll face the consequences later and all that. It could be that. But we haven't quite gone to confirm that she is SC yet. But from the way the things have been going since we were kids, I think we've always been saying this. She's probably SC, and I'm SS. And for some reason, it's always the women that get the SC. I don't know why.
All right. So Chyke is not a medical professional, but obviously he's lived this life for almost 40 years.
Why do you do this to me, man? I mean, yeah, every time with the
I don't
40.
understand why this man
God,
is so afraid of getting
I'm
old.
not 40. Jesus,
I said
man.
almost 40.
When you say almost, everybody was thinking 39 or 38. What are you trying to do to me,
But
man?
you
Jesus. Oh my God, bro. I still get carded everywhere I go, just in case. And it
who
whatever.
party you?
Yeah, whatever.
Who
Whatever,
party
man.
you?
Yeah, so that's another thing too, right? Most people that have sickle cell, for some reason, we look young as hell.
Okay.
Like we always look way younger. I mean, in my class growing up, I looked like I should be when I was in JS3. I look like I should have been in like maybe primary 4 or something like that. Even till today, people don't believe when I tell them my age. People don't believe it. I don't know why.
So that's, I mean, that's one thing to look forward to.
Man, I'd rather look my age. Take the sickle cell. Give me
Oh
my age. I
no,
don't care.
no. I mean,
You know,
I'm not saying because of sickle cell. I'm saying
no,
like,
yeah,
like
no,
obviously, I don't want you to have sickle cell. I wish I could reverse that. But I'm
yeah,
saying like you looking younger, for your age is a good
yeah.
thing. All right. So we've talked about blood types. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. Like we said, we're not medical professionals. Our hope is that we can have this platform to be able to bring people that work in that field to talk to us a little bit more and break things down. And that's one of the goals that we have. If Chyke wants to say something to y'all, he wants to. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to him.
I'm just grateful for all the people reaching out, telling their stories and all this stuff. I didn't even know the magnitude it would be this big and all that. And I actually appreciate all the people that giving me, showing some support and saying, yeah, this is needed and all that stuff because I've always thought about that since, and I'm the type of person, I don't like to be out there too much and all that stuff. But for this, I had to just go all in for this, tell my story. And it was my cousin Bella, inspired me a lot, to write this book. The reason was because about 4 years ago, Christmas 4 years ago, it was the first time I had chest syndrome. Now, chest syndrome is something anyone that has sickle cell knows about. I've never had chest syndrome before. And I had chest syndrome, and on top of it, I got pneumonia too. So I was in the ICU in the hospital, and I remember my cousin Bella had come to visit me to surprise me. I didn't even know she was coming all the way from Nigeria. She came to surprise me. And when she got here, I wasn't here, so I was in the ICU. So she and my cousin, all of them, they came to the hospital to see me. And right before they got there, I was in the ICU with the machines monitoring my breathing and all that. I was under, it's almost like a semi comatose state. I can hear what's going on. I
Mm.
can't quite do much, now the chest syndrome, the pneumonia, I couldn't breathe. And, it was like a really dangerous thing. I can even hear the machine going. Right before they got there, I remember my doctor walking in, greeting my mom. Oh, hey, this, that. And my mom crying. And he reassured my mom. And he walked next to my bed and grabbed my hand and squeezed my hand really tight and came down and whispered in my ear, Chyke, fight.
Mm.
I want you to fight for
Mm.
your mom.
Mm.
And he said that and then left, like just tapped my hand and then left. And then my cousins walked in like almost 30 minutes after that.
Mhm.
And Bella actually, Bella and Aduga, they actually did the same thing. Aduga came, gave me a kiss in the forehead. Bella grabbed my hand, squeezed it tight again, kissed my hand, and say, I'm here, keep fighting.
Mm.
And for some reason, because I had already prepared myself, like, okay, if I go now, it's okay. I don't, it's been a good life, who cares?
Mm.
But remember what the doctor said, hear my mom crying and praying, and and then Bella squeezing my hand, it made me, and this is what about people that have sickle cell. We are fighters, it is warriors because, from there, when people were saying sickle cell warriors, in my head, just because I was thinking about everybody else, I don't want to break their heart on it. As I lay there, I actually devised a way to breathe because my lungs were tight. So in my head, I just devised a way to take a really deep breath and then let it out really slow over a long minutes. You know, devised it in my head, and only one nurse knew what I was doing. All the other nurses were panicking, but one nurse knew that it was me finding a way to, get air in and keep breathing. And that actually saved my life and it inspired me. And you know, that's it's just the little things that your family, friends do that keep us going. And that's one thing, that I would tell anybody out there: don't ever be scared to take help. Don't push people away when they're bringing the help to you. Accept the love because we need it. That's what keeps us going. That's what kept me going. I would have been dead, 4 years ago in that ICU. But Bella, yeah, Bella, I love you. You know that. Doing that, kissing my hand, squeezing it, and the doctor and everything. But that was my inspiration. I felt like, you know what? And Bella, she's been pushing me since. She's like, no, you have to write a book. You have to write a book. You've been through a lot. So I finally decided, you know what? I think maybe I should. So to get all this response that I'm getting, I appreciate it. Everyone out there going through this, we are warriors, and you guys are all warriors. Just keep going. However you can, keep going. If you have to force the air and do it like I did, just keep fighting. That's all you can do.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. So on that note,
Yeah.
we are going to wrap up. I don't have anything else to say.
I'm
Like I
sorry.
try
I'm
to hold
sorry.
it in.
I'm sorry.
ah,
I'm sorry. Sorry. I had
no,
to.
you're fine. You're fine. This is moment is not about me. It's about you, and it's about all those people going through the same battle that you're going through. And I keep praying for you guys all the time. And I know that there's a reason why you're here, right? You're telling your story and you're able to help other people to keep fighting. All right.
I love you. I love you. You know that. You know that.
Love you, bro. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Just continue to keep tuning in because I think this is really important for the community. If you want to reach out to us, our Instagrams are on there. Our email is in the description box, and feel free to reach out to us. All right. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.